It starts with a sound that belongs inside my skull, not in the world. A thin, wet clicking, like a tongue testing a cracked tooth. 3 clicks, a pause, then a longer scrape, as if something small is being dragged across glass. I hear the first time in the elevator at work, alone, between floors, and I flinch so hard I drop my phone. Later I ask the receptionist if she ever hears it in the building. She smiles in that patient way people do when they think you are fishing for attention. She says no, and she does not even look up from her screen. The sound follows me anyway. It threads through quiet places, never loud enough to record, always clear enough to make my shoulders tighten. When I stand at the sink brushing my teeth, it seems to come from the drain. When I lie in bed, it comes from the corner where the ceiling meets the wall. When I stop in traffic, it comes from the headrest behind me. Nobody else hears it. I try. I bring it up casually at lunch. I mention it to my sister on the phone. I bring it up with a coworker while we wait for the copy machine. The response is always the same. Confusion, then a little amusement, then a quick change of subject. It is not that I think I am special. It is that I know what I hear. The sound is too deliberate to be random, too consistent to be imagination. It feels like a signal. On Monday evening, the signal leads me to the city parking garage. The garage sits between a bank and a row of old storefronts, its concrete mouth yawning toward the street. I park there because it is covered and because my office does not validate, and this is still cheaper than the lots closer to the building. The fluorescent lights buzz. The air smells like oil, damp concrete, and old cigarette smoke soaked into everything. I leave my car on level 4, in the middle row where there is a security camera with a blinking red light. I am careful about the number. Level 4. I even take a photo of the painted pillar beside my spot because lately my memory feels unreliable in small ways, like a loose tooth I cannot stop touching. The pillar reads 4C in chipped blue paint. I take the photo and walk away. When I return after dark, the clicking starts as soon as I step inside the stairwell. 3 clicks, a pause, a scrape. I grip the metal handrail. The concrete under my shoes feels slightly slick, like the garage has been breathing out moisture. I reach level 4. I walk to the row. I find the pillar. 4C. My space is empty. For a second my stomach drops cleanly through me, a pure falling sensation. Then my mind starts doing what it always does when it cannot accept something. It offers explanations. I parked on level 3. I took the wrong stairwell. I misread the pillar. I check the photo on my phone. 4C. The timestamp is from this morning. The angle is right. The paint chip is the same. I stand in the empty space and listen. The garage is full of distant sounds, tires humming on the ramp, a car door slamming somewhere, muffled music from someone passing through. Under it all is that private clicking, close enough to make my ears itch. I call the garage security number posted on the wall. A man answers sounding bored. He asks for my license plate. I give it. He says hold. While I wait, I walk to the edge of the level and look down through the open center where the ramps spiral. Headlights sweep across concrete. Shadows slide. The security man comes back. He says my car is not on level 4. I tell him that is impossible. He says with the calm of someone reading a weather report that my car is on level 3. I make him repeat it. I do not know why. Maybe I want to hear strain in his voice. Maybe I want him to sound uncertain. He does not. He says level 3 again, and then he asks if I want an escort. I say no, because pride is a stupid thing even when you are scared. I take the stairs down 1 level. On level 3, the air is colder. The fluorescent lights flicker more. I walk along the same row, counting spaces, and there it is. My car. It sits in a spot beneath a pillar marked 3C. The doors are locked. The windows are up. Nothing looks disturbed. There are no glass shards, no broken ignition, no signs anyone has been inside. It looks exactly as it did when I left it. I stand there until my heartbeat slows, and then I force myself to laugh quietly like that will chase the feeling away. I drive home gripping the wheel too hard, checking my mirrors every few seconds. I sleep badly. The next morning I tell myself it was a mistake. My mistake. Yes, distraction. Maybe I took the wrong photo. Maybe the paint was old and I read it wrong. So I test it. I park on level 5. I take a photo of the pillar. 5B. I also take a photo of the level sign by the elevator. Level 5. I even record a short video walking from the sign to my car, narrating the whole thing in a quiet voice that makes me feel foolish. That evening I return. The clicking starts in the stairwell again, precise and patient. I go to level 5. 5B. Empty. My skin goes tight. I do not bother calling security. I do not want to hear another calm voice tell me what I already know. I go down to level 4. There is my car, tucked neatly into a spot beneath 4B, always 1 level lower. On Wednesday it happens again. I park on level 6. My car waits for me on level 5. On Thursday I park on level 4. My car waits for me on level 3. Each time it is clean, intact, and locked. Each time the garage feels a little more wrong, as if the concrete has learned something about me and is getting better at holding it. The rational part of my brain keeps trying to solve it like a puzzle. Someone is moving it. Valets. Security. A prank. But the key never leaves my pocket. I do not hand it to anyone. I lock the doors. I set the alarm. The steering wheel does not feel adjusted. The seat is in my position. The radio is on my station. It is as if the car chooses to follow a rule I do not understand. On Friday I stay late at work on purpose. I want to catch it. I sit at my desk staring at spreadsheets until the office empties and the building quiets and the only sounds are the HVAC and my own typing. The clicking comes and goes behind my left ear, close enough to make me turn my head. At 10:30 I finally shut down my computer. The parking garage is nearly empty. The city outside is glossy with recent rain, streetlights smearing on the wet pavement. I park on level 4 again. because I want the drop to be small if something goes wrong. I choose a space directly under a camera. I take a photo. 4A. I take a photo of my odometer. I take a photo of my keys in my hand. Then I do something that makes me feel like a character in a story I would roll my eyes at. I sit in my car with the engine off and the lights out, and I wait. The garage breathes around me. Cars pass occasionally on the ramp, their tires hissing on wet concrete. Somewhere a fan hums. The clicking begins. 3 clicks. Pause. Scripe. It is not in the stairwell this time. It is close. Inside the car, I freeze so hard my neck aches. I hold my breath and listen. The sound comes from the passenger side, from the glove compartment area, low and intimate. I do not move. I do not even blink for a moment, because blinking feels too loud. Click, click, click. A pause. Then, very softly, a faint crinkling, like tissue paper being handled. My stomach turns. I think of all the times I have driven with the radio on, the air conditioner blasting, unaware of whatever has been writing with me. I reach for my phone. The screen light feels like a flare in darkness. I turn it on and aim it toward the passenger floor. Nothing. The sound stops. I let out a shallow breath that shakes. Then my phone screen goes dark as the battery drops from 60% to 1 in a blink. The device dies in my hand. I whisper an involuntary curse, and in the same instant, the car locks click down by themselves. The interior lights flash once as if acknowledging me. I grab the door handle and pull. My mouth goes dry. I fumble for the unlock button. Nothing. My key fob is in my pocket. I yank it out and hit unlock. No response. The clicking resumes, slower now, like a patient person tapping a fingernail. I force myself to breathe. I tell myself the car battery is failing. I tell myself the electronics are glitching. I tell myself I can climb out through the trunk if I have to. Then the passenger seatbelt slides a fraction of an inch, tightening with a whisper as if someone invisible has pulled it. I jerk back. My head bumps the headrest. I am no longer pretending this is normal. I pound the horn. The horn makes no sound. I scream, and my voice is swallowed by the concrete. Outside my windshield, the garage looks the same as always, but it feels staged now, like a set built to resemble safety. The fluorescent lights hum. The camera blinks red. The painted letters on the pillars sit like labels on cages. In the rearview mirror I see movement. A person walking past the row behind me. Relief hits so fast it is painful. I wave both hands, frantic, mouthing help through the glass. The person turns. A man, maybe mid-30s, in a dark jacket with his hands in his pockets. He does not hurry. He strolls toward my car as if he is on his way to his own. He stops by my driver's side window and looks in. His face is ordinary enough that my brain cannot pin it. Short hair, clean shaven, eyes that do not blink as much as they should. He smiles slightly, like we share a joke. I slap the glass and point at the lock, at my dead phone, at the key fob in my shaking hand. He lifts his own hand and taps the window with a knuckle. Click, click, click. The sound is identical to the one that has been haunting me. My throat tightens. I stare at his knuckle, then at his face. He mouths something. I cannot hear him through the glass, but I can read the shape of the words. You should stop parking so high. Cold spills through me. He leans closer, casual, as if offering advice about traffic. His lips move again. Your mother calls you twice on Sundays, but you only answer once. My skin prickles. That is true. I never told anyone that. It is not the kind of detail you share. He continues, almost friendly. You keep the spare key in the tin behind the flower. You think nobody knows because you never told Ben. My mouth opens. No sound comes out. Ben is my ex. I have not said his name in months. The man glances down at my hands, then at my pocket, and back up to my eyes. He smiles again, wider this time. You have it. He mouths, the piece. I shake my head, not understanding. He looks faintly disappointed, like I missed a cue. Then his eyes flick past my shoulder toward the passenger side. The clicking inside the car stops. I follow his gaze, dread thickening. On the passenger seat, where there was nothing a moment ago, something rests on the fabric. A small bundle of white tissue paper, crumpled and folded like it has been carried in a pocket. My breath catches. I did not put it there. I would have seen it. The man watches my face as I stare at it. His lips move. Open it. I shake my head harder. My hands feel numb. He tilts his head, patient. It is yours. The car interior smells suddenly like damp paper and pennies. I reach toward the tissue without wanting to. My arm moves like it belongs to someone else. My fingertips touch it. It is cold. The tissue shifts, not from my touch, but as if something inside pushes outward. I snatch my hand back. Outside the window, the man sighs, and with a casual motion, he reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out his phone. He holds it up to the glass so I can see the screen. A photo. Me in the same garage, taken from behind, walking toward the stairwell. Taken tonight. I can tell by the clothes I am wearing. He swipes. Another photo. Me at my desk earlier had bent over my keyboard. The angle is wrong for any security camera. It is too close. He swipes again. A photo of my kitchen counter, the tin behind the flower visible in the corner, the lid slightly crooked. My stomach heaves. I press my palm to my mouth. He lowers the phone and mouths, almost conversational. You do not hear it everywhere, only when you are close. Close to what? I try to ask, but my voice is trapped behind my teeth. He taps the glass again. Click, click, click. Then he points down, toward the tissue. I stare at it until my eyes burn. I force myself to move. If I am going to die in this car, I will not die without knowing why. I reach for the bundle again, slower. My fingers pinch the tissue and lift it. It has weight, too much weight for paper. I peel back the top layer. Inside is a shard of mirror about the size of 2 fingers, wrapped carefully in the folds. The glass is cracked through the middle, a spider line that catches the light. My reflection in it is warped and incomplete. One eye, part of my cheek, a slice of my mouth. The shard is cold enough to hurt. The clicking inside the car starts again, but now it is coming from the shard itself. myself, vibrating faintly against my fingertips. Outside, the man watches like he is waiting for a reaction he has seen before. I try the door again without thinking. This time it unlocks with a soft, obedient thunk. The sudden freedom makes me dizzy. I shove the door open and stumble out, keeping the mirror shard in my hand because I do not know what happens if I let it go. The man steps back to give me space, polite. Up close, he smells faintly of rain and something metallic. I look around for other people, for a security guard, for anyone. The level is empty. Even the distant hum of cars seems to have paused. I face him, my heart pounding. What do you want? I manage to say. My voice comes out thin. He answers aloud, and his voice is mild, almost warm, as if we are discussing a favor. I want you to stop pretending you do not know where you left yourself. My stomach knots. I do not understand the sentence, but it hits something in me, like a bruise pressed. He gestures toward the ramp that spirals down. Go on, he says. One level lower. I clutch the tissue around the shard. The cracked line in the glass seems to shift when I blink, as if the fracture is crawling. I take a step back toward my car. He shakes his head. Still calm. Not the car. The clicking in my ear becomes a steady rhythm now, like a metronome setting a pace. I look at the stairwell door. The sign above it reads exit in red letters, but the arrow points down. In the mirror shard, my partial reflection is not looking at the door. It is looking past it, into the concrete. I feel the garage tilt, just slightly, like the building is inhaling. The man says my name the way a friend would, casual, familiar. He should not know my name. He nods toward the stairs again. One level lower, he repeats, and do not leave the piece behind. I back away until my shoulder touches the cold metal of the stairwell door. The mirror shard vibrates in my hand, clicking softly against my fingernail. I push the door open. The stairwell is darker than it should be. The lights inside are on, but they seem far away, as if the space is longer than it was yesterday. The air that comes out smells like wet tissue and old breath. Behind me, the man speaks one more time, still gentle. If you hear it, he says, you are close enough. I step into the stairwell and the door swings shut, sealing the garage sounds away. The clicking fills the space, loudest it has ever been, and it matches the rhythm of my heartbeat. I look at the sign on the wall. Level 4. I take one step down. The sign changes in my peripheral vision, paint shifting like a thought. Level 3. My phone is dead. The stairwell door behind me has no handle on the side. In the mirror shard, my eye looks wider than it should, and behind it, in the warped slice of reflected concrete, someone else is standing on the landing below, waiting with their head tilted out toward me. They lift a hand and tap something unseen. Click, click, click. I tighten my grip on the shard and start down toward them, because the only other direction is up, and I already know what happens when I leave something on a higher level. The lights flicker once like a wink, and the stairwell stretches. One level lower, and the clicking keeps time as I descend into a place that feels like it has been expecting me all along.